What's going on, everybody? Toby One Shinobi here, and today I'm going to teach you how to win every single game of Chapter 6, Season 4. Now, I'm not going to lie, this season's pretty hard because you got to understand the game within the game. There are things happening this season. This season is a season of power and movement. And if you don't understand how to use that power and use that movement, you're gonna get third-partied and you're gonna get chased down and you're gonna get blown up with rocket launchers and it's gonna be awful. And it might make you feel like you just wanna quit. You know, it's depressing, man, losing to every single game.
But fear not, my friends, I have got you covered. I'm gonna teach you the best drop spots, the best tactics, the best way to survive against these sweats who are jumping on your heads, and you are gonna become a dominator. Not the dominated, but the dominator, okay? So let's get right into this thing, shall we? All right, first things first, if you want to dominate, you got to nail down a drop spot and come out of there with some power in your inventory. Because honestly, this is the season of power. A lot of power with the weapons and a lot of power with movement. So you got to get powerful weapons and good movement in your inventory if you want to be able to survive and get eliminations this season. And then on top of that, it is ideal to get the medallions because the medallions are very strong. They're not as strong as they were before the patch because those things were absolutely busted and it was basically a free win if you got 2 medallions in your possession, especially the double jump medallion, but they're still very good and they're very nice to have. Now, disclaimer, if you have medallions, you are going to get hunted hardcore. And if you see medallions start overlapping, you know, and they start getting in fights, pretty much the entire lobby is going to be there. So you got to be really careful. And we'll talk more about that later in the video. So you kind of want to decide if you want to go for medallions or not. If you can use those abilities, well, definitely go for them. But if you're not going to utilize those abilities, the double jump and the slide, but maybe you want the healing works for everybody, but you are going to get hunted if you carry these things. People think they're still as powerful as they were, and all the good players in the lobby are pretty much going to be trying to get those medallions from you. So honestly, there's a lot of viable drops, but if you want to go for medallions, you're going to want to drop outside the medallion POI. There is the Ranger's Ruin medallion, which is the healing medallion. Heals you for 50 max shields and 50 health per elimination. So it just recharges to 50 max shields, and then every time you eliminate someone, you also get 50 bonus health, which is pretty great. There's also the Demon's Debris one, which is the double jump medallion, which allows you to do a small double jump now, not as big as it was, and change directions as well, but it doesn't have as much velocity as it did, so it's not super good, but it's definitely very helpful in fights, and allows you to get angles and jump over people's heads and camera break them and change directions, so yeah, it is really good. Now, there's also the Hive medallion. The Hive medallion is the slide medallion. It allows you to slide really fast in any direction, and you don't even have to be sprinting. You can just press a direction and then crouch down and you actually enter a really fast slide. So this is really good for combat, especially with a Wrecker revolver. So for me personally, I like to land right outside of these POIs and not in the POI itself because POI itself is a complete dice roll sometimes. Sometimes you have 10 to 20 people dropping in at a single POI and it gets absolutely chaotic, right? There's just like way too many people. You have no idea who's around the corner, who's watching you, who has what loot, and you're kind of just fighting with sticks and stones. So personally, I like to drop in at these places right here, a little bit south of the Hive. I usually go for the slide medallion because it also has the Mythic Wrecker revolver, which is extremely good. Now, the reason I drop here is because it has 2 of these Hive stashes. Hive stashes have rare chests in them, and they increase your rank when you blow them up and break them. And also, there are Swarmer nests. Swarmer nests also drop loot and increase your rank, and they have a very high chance of dropping Flowberry Fizz. And Flowberry Fizz is absolutely essential this season, and I'll explain more on that later on. Now, if I don't get Flowberry Fizz over here, I can come over here and look for it in these 3 Swarmer nests as well. And then you can take a Geyser and just third party the Hive. Now, if you're wondering what site this is Fortnite.gg, and there's all kinds of filters you can turn on and turn off to see what's going on here. There's also black markets this season, which are pretty awesome. You can basically just drop in on these black markets. There's 4 main black markets, basically in each corner of the map, and each one of these has just a bunch of stuff you can buy for gold, and it's fairly cheap. This one has 12 at the OXR headquarters, which is pretty crazy, and the others have 7. Then there's like some mini ones that I actually haven't run across yet, but apparently you can buy just a single item off those. That's nice. And again, it's fairly cheap. Like, I'm making more gold this season than I know what to do with. I think maybe from opening so many big chests or something. So I can just drop in on a black market and spend money quickly that way and just get a full loadout right off the drop. The other thing you want to be looking for is the OXR chests. OXR chests have very, very good loot, high rarity loot in them as well. And there is a ton at the OXR headquarters. as well as Ranger's Ruin and some other places. You know, you can just kind of zoom out and you'll see generally like how many are in a certain area at this black market north of Canyon Crossing as well. So yeah, all those are really good ways to get high rarity, excellent loot fast. Now, when it comes to getting a good loadout, there are certain items that you just gotta be using this season. Number one, Flowberry Fizz, and again, I'll explain why later, but mostly it's because you can stay moving and you can go extremely far, extremely fast. You can combine it with jump pads, you can combine it with shockwaves, you can combine it with any sort of movement. It makes your fights very easy when you got a Wrecker revolver and you're just headshotting from people up in the air, etc. Next up, you're gonna wanna have an AR, and you can either use the OXR AR or the Hammer AR. Both are very good and they're pretty much the same. OXR just has vertical recoil, which is nice for lining up shots, and the Hammer has a little more horizontal recoil to it, but if you can control it and pace your shots, I think the Hammer is slightly better. And then you're going to want to stack a lot of mobility, probably two forms of mobility, a shockwave launcher and shockwave grenades. I like to carry shockwave grenades because I feel like I have more control with my shocks, so I can, you know, shockwave straight up very easily and get onto a certain ledge, or, you know, just get right above a player, where the shockwave launcher sometimes is a little more inaccurate because the shockwave comes out so quick you don't have very much time to line up your body, and for me, I just like to use shockwaves. Sometimes they just work better. But the shockwave launcher is absolutely awesome because you can carry up to 15 shockwaves in that thing. And you got to realize pretty much everybody is carrying a shockwave launcher and possibly more mobility, such as crash pads or shockwaves. So you just got to carry it yourself because you want to be able to escape. And if you have less mobility than your enemy, they're just going to catch up to you. And you also want to be able to catch up to people. And if you have less mobility than your enemy, you're not going to be able to catch up to them. And then if you have absolutely no morals whatsoever, you can carry the Swarm Strike rocket launcher, which is insanely good, hits like a truck, and it will blow up cars instantly and kill the driver with one shot. Even after the nerf, all they really did was adjust the blast radius. This thing is still busted. It's extremely good, hits really hard, and you can make it track people. It's crazy. So if you want to use that, you can, but you'll probably like burn your finger or step on a Lego or something, because bad karma. But anyways, that pretty much breaks down the drop spots and what to look for in a good drop spot, as well as the loadout. Now I'm going to take you into tactics and strategies to win more games in Chapter 6, Season 4 of Fortnite Zero Build. We're going to go inside my mind in a live game of Fortnite Zero Build, and I'm going to explain everything there. Alright, before I jump into any game of Battle Royale for the day, I always go to the Shinobi Zero Build Mastery Course, map code above, and I play the combat flow scenario. This is a scenario that I designed to basically just warm up your aim and your movement as quickly as possible. It's only 2.5 minutes, and by the end of it, you're gonna have your dynamic aim warmed up, your tracking warmed up, and your flick shots, as well as your movement. Run it as many times as you want and use whatever weapons you want. There's custom weapons as well, and you can even turn off the timer if you'd like. And once your aim is feeling a good place, go ahead and jump into BR. Alright, first things first, we gotta decide if we're going to go for medallions or not. I think for the purpose of this video, we're not gonna go for medallions early on, because I don't think most players should if you're trying to win games consistently. It's really messy dropping in on these medallions locations. A lot of sweaty players, a lot of randomness. So if you want to reduce the randomness, you're gonna want to drop in at places that are a little more safe. There's tons of places to drop into that have lots of loot. This one is going to be one of those defend the POI from the bugs thing, bug invasion. So we're going to drop in here. We don't have a lot of gold to buy stuff at this black market, but it's okay. Oh, nice. We already got Fizz. That's awesome. Probably jump on this guy's head without him realizing it. Okay. Just got med mist too, so we're gonna go ahead and hit that. We're staying Fizz. We're just hitting a little bit of Fizz so we can move if we need to. Fizz is so good for just combat movement in general, and also just being ready to get jumped. You can just get out of there pretty quick. We're gonna go ahead and drop that shotgun. We have this revolver, so we really don't need the shotgun, but we can double pump with it. If you guys didn't know, you can double pump with revolver and any other shotgun. You cannot double pump anymore with 2 revolvers. That's the only rule to that. There's definitely somebody else at this POI, so I'm just like staying over here looking. Oh, here we are. So this is when Fizz comes into play. We're gonna go ahead and grab this. Splash. That's not the player I'm looking for. The player I'm looking for is a real player.
They're there. Okay, we're done. But we're done double pumping for now. I don't think. I mean, it is really effective if you're in the right range, but if you're outside that range, it's not all that useful. So headshots of this revolver is insane. Let's just start talking about this revolver and what needs to get fixed with this thing, because honestly, it's in a state right now where it is still busted. They nerfed it, but it does damage at like 100 meters out almost still. So you can just keep tapping people. And what is wrong with that is that there's this new meta evolving that is just carry a bunch of mobility and try to outrun people, right? You carry a bunch of mobility and you jump on their head, catch them off guard, and then they run, and you just have as much mobility as them, so you just keep up with them. And the entire time you just deal little bits of damage like this. Just from this far away, right? Just like that. We're just dealing little bits of damage as they run away from 50 meters. Plus, you know, you got like this sort of thing where you're just hitting this guy from this far away, and he cannot heal. He can't get his overshield back, so he never gets a chance to get back in the fight. And it's a real problem, because if you have as much movement as somebody else and you catch them first, you just get to win the fight. Oh, what the heck? Oh my gosh, that guy almost just killed me. Stupid bug. These bugs aren't really a concern unless they're actually throwing off your aim in the fight with another player. They only hit for 3 damage each, so like if you're getting swarmed by bugs, biggest priority is not to kill them sometimes. I mean, they're not going to kill you. So if you watch my overshield, it's barely getting ticked down, so don't feel stressed. These things are on you, you're probably not going to die. All right. So we don't have enough money to buy this stuff from the store, and that's okay. The black market. Okay, we're going to go ahead and throw this jump pad out, and then probably grab this rocket launcher because we're a bad person. If you want to win games consistently, you should be using the best items. Okay, we're actually going to drop it. We see if somebody right here. We're going to drop. No, we're not going to drop our fists. We're just going to pick this up and blow this guy up. There you go. That's your first introduction to Flowberry Fizz with hay. Don't want to overpeak this guy. Can go Flowberry Fizz and rocket this guy. What I was saying is that's your first introduction to Flowberry Fizz with the revolver. It's very, very good. Flowberry Fizz with anything is really great combat movement. Gets you above people's heads, breaking their cameras, and it's just real problematic to deal with. It's very good. It's almost like the double jump medallion. Jeez. Why is POI so busy? What I'm looking for right now is Fizz. Just some Flowberry Fizz. It's that important to our game. Makes all fights fairly easy and allows you to escape that situation where somebody just keeps tapping you with the revolver. Because if you Flowberry Fizz and you use movement, it's an incredible movement enhancer where it allows you to go super far, and you can shockwave twice while being fizzed and you'll just disappear. They won't be able to find you. You're just gone. I heard a car. Just don't know where it's at. Oh, they're going to the bunker. That's a medallion, though. We do have rockets, so we could blow this car up fairly easy. And I'm thinking about catching him as he's going in here. We're going to try to stay glider out right here. And we got our shockwave ready to go. And he hates me, I'm sorry. But he has the medallion, and I want that, so... And you know what? He's carrying one too, bro, so can't judge me. It's just not the move, brother. So with this medallion and this revolver, it's extremely good too. You can just keep chunking people like that. And again, once that guy is down in health like that, there's no recovering basically because I can keep tapping him. So if I have the health advantage, he's not going to really outdo my damage unless he aims down sights and hits a good shot. But I'm not going to let him do that because I'm going to stay hard to hit. We're going to go ahead and shock through this gold. We're going to hit Flowberry Fizz as this guy approaches and catch him off guard. We have Flowberry Fizz double jump so we can get above. And so now I have Fizz. I don't know if he does. We'll see. This is a medallion player also. But he can't escape me because I have Fizz. This is what I'm talking about. Fizz being so important. Like I can just reload. That's fine. And then we Fizz. You just keep an eye on him. Just kind of getting away, isn't he? Alright, he got away, that's fine. We're gonna go back for this thing over here. It's a good chance that we just get more. Alright, jump pad, Fizz. Now we can catch this guy again. We see medallion coming in, we got Fizz. We go too high for him to even see at this point. We just stay over his head and then we look for an easy drop. He doesn't know where he went. Oh, there he is. It's usually whoever pushes first is also going to get clobbered too, because people make aggressive pushes thinking they're invincible with these medallions. Fizz. Shock. Camera break. Just nothing you can do. Fizz. Shock. Rockets. Camera break. Nothing you can do. I swear, guys, I typically don't use the rocket launcher. I swear. I'm just doing it just to show you. It's all for science. Not a bad person. Use it until it gets nerfed again, because it really should get nerfed. But yeah, you know, I think we're all tired of losing games, so you just got to use the OP stuff. I've lost a good amount of games this season because of how crazy it is. The amount of mobility and just like, again, the Wrecker Revolver being able to tag from like almost 100 meters out is a real problem when you play against sweats. It just makes it impossible to outrun them once they've got damage on you. All right, so another thing, I don't know if I've covered this already, but just staying off the ground, staying in the air, being fizzed and just getting in the air like this is super helpful because it allows you to see the entire lobby and figure out where people are at. Fizzing is going to take you twice as high as a normal jump pad, and the super jump pads take you incredibly high, 240 meters. I think this might be a bot. So this guy's going to push, we're going to fizz and then double jump. Nothing you can do. He's got the medallion as well. Delivered. Thank you, sir. The only thing... Alright, I'm going to drop the rockets. We'll stop cheesing. And pick up this slurp, because the slurp is absolutely busted as well. Actually today, I fought a player, and I did 600 damage to them. 600 damage to them as they were running away with the same mobility thing. And he would just stop for 2 seconds and just drink a slurp. And that kept him alive the entire time. And I just kept chipping away, non-stop hitting this guy. and couldn't kill him. He just won because I ran out of ammo by the time I actually jumped on him again. I think this guy's in this doorway. Ha! Yep. He is. Ooh. 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 I think I saw Fizz too. Nice. That guy thinks I'm cheating. 3 players left. I'm not too worried about losing here. Staying moving all the time this season is really important, especially when you got the medallions. I have 3 medallions, so everyone can see, pinpoint where my location is. I think that's a player right there. They're shooting at another player. These might just be bots. Yep, all bots. Look how crazy this is. There's no reason that I should be able to deal 236 damage from that range right there. What is that? 40 meters? 246 3 damage that far away? How am I doing? How are we doing right here? 42 is still not okay. That's still wrong. This is a problem. It's a very big problem. I mean, it's a problem at the higher skill levels because the whole game just becomes this thing of chasing somebody and just tapping them just like this. See, this should not be happening at 90 meters out. I should not be able to hit that guy for 16. 16 is not a lot, but it adds up and it just doesn't allow you to fight back. Okay, right here is, I think, like, yeah, about the mark is past 90. You can't hit, but still. I just tapped this guy to death. And I don't have to aim well is the problem. That's the real problem. Like with the burst SMG from Chapter 5, you have to aim it. It was hard. You have to lead your shots and everything. With this one, you just like, I mean, like it's not hard. It's just a big old reticle. You put it on the player and you pull the trigger and you just continue to chip away, chip away, chip away, chip away. And it makes it so your overshield doesn't come back. You just can't catch a breather, and they're probably going to have as much mobility as you or more, and you'll never be able to catch up. So I think the revolver still needs to get a nerf because it just makes the gameplay just kind of stale, just all about the same thing and just very random. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. I still think the rocket launcher needs another nerf and the revolver. I think the medallion's in a great spot, but yeah. I hope this video was helpful. If I'm going to recap it for you, number 1, pick a good POI to drop into that has nice loot, but is pretty far or a little bit outside of those medallion POIs. And then you can rotate easily with the jump pads, and if you get Fizz, you can go super far, and it's not hard to get to those POIs if you want to get to medallions. Number 2, have the right loadout. Definitely be carrying Flowberry Fizz. It's incredibly important this season for combat and for just going extremely far with any sort of mobility items. It'll double or triple your range on your mobility and make it so that people can't catch you if you get fizzed, or you can catch up to people really easily. You also want to be carrying the Wrecker Revolver, an AR, and lots of mobility. And then if you're a bad person like myself, just this game, you'll carry rockets and you can blow up cars very easily and pretty much one-shot people if they're in a car, or get them nearly dead and clean up with a revolver very easily. Number 4, try to always be on Fizz, be fizzing around and just moving quick, jumping up and down, and you're ready to go if somebody jumps on your head. And you can use the Fizz to get into the air and scout. Scouting is incredibly important this season because people can get in on you so quick. You want to be able to see them from far and not get caught by surprise, because this season is very much about jumping on people's heads, dealing 100 damage, and then chasing them and just hitting them with the revolver over and over until they die. So if you can stay outside that range, or if you know if players are trying to do that to you, it is very ideal. Also, you'll be able to find a lot more players and get higher kill games by seeing more of the map and seeing more enemies. Number 5, when it comes to medallions, you really got to decide if you want to get involved with them. You are going to get hunted if you have medallions. Everybody wants these medallions. They're very good. You're going to get hunted down, so you got to decide if you want to carry them. Also, if you see those medallions overlapping, you should realize that the majority of the lobby is going to be looking at that and thinking, hey, this might be a good opportunity to third party, right? So everybody starts showing up. So when you get in that situation, you want to play the outskirts of the medallion. Don't get too involved in the center. Don't get sandwiched. Otherwise, you're going to have a real hard problem. You're going to have people just everywhere showing up, and you're going to get third partied. And once you have those medallions, you gotta keep moving and you wanna put them to use. Use that double jump, use the slide, and the heal over time is always gonna be helpful. And the bonus healing that comes from the healing medallion that gives you 50 shields automatically just over time, and then 50 health per kill is incredibly good. Alright y'all, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like on it. It really helps me out. And if my videos and my training map have been taking your gameplay to another level, please consider using code TOBY1SHINOBI in your Fortnite item shop. Helps me and my family more than you will ever know, and we greatly appreciate it. And if you want to take your gameplay to another level and you haven't played my training map, check out the Zero Build Mastery map code above. I guarantee this will take your gameplay to another level. I might be biased, but I do think this is the best zero build training map available, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears into building this thing. Now, if you want to watch another video to improve at Fortnite Zero Build, you gotta go check out my must-watch playlist for Fortnite Zero Build on my YouTube channel. These are essential videos for Zero Build. They are fundamental concepts. They're evergreen. They'll never go out of style. They're always going to be helpful, and I always update the playlist to make sure everything in there is super valuable for the current season. And lastly, if you want private training with myself and other masters, consider joining up as a master level member in the Shinobi Clan by clicking the link in the video description below. You'll get private training with myself and other masters 2 days a week, and it is a pretty awesome value. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. Have yourself a great day. Shinobi out.